In West Philadelphia, born and raised, Walter Wallace was shot dead by police. Sorry, that doesn't rhyme. Protests continue tonight in Philly after an officer-involved shooting. Ever notice how the police and the media uses that term, officer-involved shooting? What the fuck does that mean? Did the officer shoot someone, or did someone shoot the officer? If the officer shot someone, were they getting shot at first? What the fuck does it mean? See, words matter. And that is a passive term that is intentionally unclear and meant to deflect blame from the cops, because that's the only situation it's ever used in. It's never used when a cop is killed. They'll just say, hey, a cop was shot or a cop was killed. But when a cop does the shooting, it's an officer-involved shooting. This is just another example of how institutions protect cop culture. Walter Wallace Jr. had a history of mental health issues, and he also had a knife. And for some people, that's all they need to hear to justify his execution. Even though knives are legal, even though he wasn't lunging at them and he was dozens of feet away, he had a weapon, so cops are justified in killing him. And I'm sure the cops investigating the shooting will agree. Witnesses say Wallace was on his own porch when cops arrived and immediately drew their guns on him. And they kept their guns pointed at him even as his mother tried to shield him from them. She wasn't afraid of her son with a knife. She was afraid of the cops because she knew exactly what would happen. She knew he had mental health issues. She knew he needed help. And she knew the cops were not there to provide it. Now, Wallace should have complied with their orders to drop the knife. He should have stopped walking. We can acknowledge that he did some things he should not have done. Why can't the cops do the same? Why can't they acknowledge their faults? Why do cops always get the benefit of the doubt? Why is it always the dead guy who should have done things differently? They showed up with their guns drawn. They weren't trying to defuse the situation or de-escalate. They didn't try to use lesser force. They didn't try to use a taser or fire a warning shot or try to shoot him in his fucking leg. 2 cops shot him 10 to 14 fucking times in the middle of the street while his mom was around. Can we acknowledge their fucking faults? No, because all they have to say is we feared for our lives and the discussion is over. So don't be surprised when a community who sees this shit over and over and over again eventually lashes out. Taking cops to court doesn't work. Nothing seems to fucking change. Breonna Taylor's murderers aren't even charged with a fucking crime. So what can you do? Fucking riot. And politicians on both sides who haven't done a damn thing to make a change are quicker to condemn rioting and looting than the killer cops who set off the rioting and looting in the first fucking place. Fuck rioting and looting. I can give 2 shits. That will stop when the cops stop killing people, or at the very least, when cops are held accountable. And when the media calls officer-involved shootings what they really are: executions.